Today I'm making rice pudding with rice that was already cooked. Actually, I screwed it up in my Instapot, so I'm making rice pudding, 3 cups of rice and 3 cups of milk, and you boil that for 15 to 18 minutes, but you gotta keep stirring it because those proteins will end up binding to the bottom of the pot, and you'll notice it's getting a little thicker, and that's what you want, but you really have to keep an eye on it. You can't just walk away from this. So it starts getting a little bit thicker. After the 15 minutes are up, I'm adding raisins and sugar, 1.5 cups of raisins and 3/4 cup sugar. I will tell you, I think that's too much sugar with the raisins. I might cut down the sugar by a couple of teaspoons because that's 12 teaspoons total. I might do 8 next time instead of the full 3/4 of a cup. So you stir that in really good. Again, you got to keep it moving. And you're basically going to do this until the raisins plump. You'll see them. They start growing and stuff. And it continues getting thicker in the meantime. And the funny thing is it doesn't really smell like anything because it's paste water with some sugar. And yeah, you just want to keep it moving. And then you'll notice how thick it actually got. It really does get like ribs sticking thick. Stick to them ribs. Just to give you an idea of what that looks like. That's the consistency you want. Nice and thick. And I use cheap white rice. So when you add the 2 eggs, you've got to temper the eggs. So you put a little bit in there and you mix it up. You have to make sure to mix it pretty quickly so that those eggs don't end up getting scrambled. And I did it in 2 parts. You can do it in a few parts, whatever floats your boat. And just mix that really good so that the temperature of the eggs is adjusted a little bit before you end up pouring it in there. Because if not, you will have scrambled eggs in your pudding. So this was a little tough because I'm not using 2 hands. But yeah, mix that in really quick. And you don't want to let it rest even along the edges because it'll look like curdled eggs in there. You don't want that. So get to work on that pretty quick and mix that in. I had to get to using 2 hands, so. And then a teaspoon or more of vanilla. I usually put double the teaspoon, and nutmeg and cinnamon to taste. I just put it in my hand. I did end up adding a little bit more cinnamon in the end. I didn't even measure it, so. But this is the magic recipe, or the magic ingredient right there, the butter. Oh yeah, a couple of slabs of butter in there. Now notice it's off the heat, right? So you add the vanilla and the butter off the heat. And after this, I did add a little bit more cinnamon. And this is what I got. I got 7 jars. Now, keep in mind, I didn't can them. This is just how I'm storing it. So it's like a serving size for 2 in my mind. But with how good this tastes, that might just be 1 serving size for the people in my house. So, and it's pretty darn thick, and it's good, and it's sweet. And if you like a little bit more allspice, you can put a little bit more in there. I like that moderate, but I do like a lot of cinnamon. So I would shake a little bit more on top, actually. But absolutely delicious. I think you need to give it a try. Yeah, just keep in mind, these aren't canned. It's just stored in here. So if you try it out, let me know how it goes. And yeah, let me know if you like it or if you made any adjustments.